The other issue, besides the death of democracy that's sort of been on my mind this week, is nuclear war.
There have been 2 nuclear explosions.
So I want to, of course, it's so great that you're here to talk about this. This satellite, I mentioned it in the monologue, that NASA fired, a 10-month trip, 7 miles, and they bullseyed this asteroid.
The dry run mission, called the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART for short. It was the first try of its kind, and now NASA reports it worked.
To knock it off its course, which, I mean, it was either that or Bruce Willis.
And that's why they call it rocket science. We can do that kind of thing. And by the way, we can do that. And by the way, that satellite was launched to be where the asteroid would be when it gets there. So it's not like you go and aim for it. You find a spot in space where you go.
Well, of course. That also, a quarterback doesn't throw where the receiver is. He throws where the receiver is.
I just want to make that clear.
Going to be. Yes.
Very good.
Well, that's obvious. Even I knew that.
Okay.
You don't fire the missile where the asteroid was.
Correct.
I get that.
Correct. But rarely is the quarterback moving as fast as the receiver when the ball is thrown.
I'm giving all props to NASA.
Okay. But I think we need to make a bigger deal of this so that people, when they see the success of this mission, they don't turn around and say, well, I don't otherwise trust science. Science does not work for me. Look what it can do, look what it does do, and has the future survival of our species in its hands.
The problem, as with everything in America, is it's not that people don't believe in science. It's just that they each have their own type of science that they believe in.
Their own personal truths.
Right. I mean, the left loves to say the right didn't believe in science, and then I see them wearing masks outside. My question was, if we can do that, if we can hit the asteroid, could we do that with nuclear weapons?
Wait, what?
Because it's getting a little chippy out there with Putin. And I don't, I mean, I love Ukraine, but do I love them enough to get radiated?
But you can't do nothing, right? I mean, if in fact there's a tactical nuke that's used by Putin, obviously there needs to be a response.
Okay.
Well, plus modern nukes don't have the radiation problem, just to be clear.
What the hell did you just say?
Modern nukes don't have the radiation problem, just to be clear.
Really?
You still blow to smithereens, but yeah, it's a different kind of weapon than the Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Nuclear weapons, if they're exploded, don't have a radiation problem?
Not if there's hydrogen bombs, no. Not in the way that we used to have to worry about it with fallout and all the rest of that. What you really have to worry about is being vaporized, and after that, if you're not vaporized, blown to bits by the shockwave. That's a way bigger problem that you're going to have.
Well, I'm not worried about that problem.
No, you're not worried about that problem.
I'm not. I mean, this is news to me. This is why it's great to have a scientist.
Wait, just to be clear.
No, yes, be clear.
I want to just put on the table. The nuclear weapons, their very existence birthed the Cold War and all of the putting the world holding the world hostage for 60 years, or 50 years it was. That's a travesty in the history of civilization. But what I want to say is there's a reaction to nukes that is a little bit out of proportion with what they actually do. But what I want to say is there's a reaction to nukes that is a little bit out of proportion with what they actually do.
Great. I want to hear this.
Well, because, for example, okay, we talk about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and you look at the death toll, and it was nuclear weapons, and everyone is reacting. But wait a minute, a few months earlier in Tokyo, we had an overnight firebombing raid that killed more people than the sum of both of those atomic weapons.
Absolutely, and in Dresden.
And by the way, science went into that. If you bomb a circle of fire, then the middle of the circle is hotter than the outside. That rises, air flows in, points all of the fires inward, and you can incinerate an entire area without having to actually blow up the area.
Michael!
So there's a lot of tactical things. But the point is, all I'm saying is, why are we specializing a conversation, focusing our conversation on nukes? When there's so many other ways war kills people.
I know, but
What the hell did you just say?
Why are we specializing a conversation, focusing our conversation on nukes, when there's so many other ways war kills people?
I know, but
and why aren't we paying attention to that?
Okay, I'll tell you why.
You're going to outlaw nukes, outlaw war.
Okay. Well, no one's going to outlaw war.
Well, then to say, to not worry about what's going on now and say, now I'm going to worry about the nukes?
Calm down.
Sorry.
Get a hold of yourself!
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone. Everything's gonna be all right. Please.
Sister, please, I'll handle this.
Yourself.
I gotta get out of here. Out of here. Out of here. I gotta get out of here.
Sorry.
Here, try the decaf.
Sorry.
It's vulgar. No. Okay. No, here's why I'm worried.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried that Putin was going to send his entire ICBM arsenal over here and nuke America. If he did, I'd just kiss my ass goodbye. What I was worried about, and a lot of people are worried about, is, and I've heard this about India and Pakistan also, if they exchange their nuclear weapons, that the radiation in the atmosphere would come over here, would go all over the world, even if it was just a local exchange.
Oh, my God.
Now you're telling me that is
Well,
not a worry?
if they use fission bombs, yes, that would be the case.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, what is that what they have or is not? What kind of... All right, I'm just gonna move on. You know...
But one other thing about war, do you know between 1939 and 1945, 1,000 people were killed per hour of every hour between 1939 and 1945 because of the Second World War, which means in any random 3-day period, more people died from conventional weaponry than who died in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in any 3 days of the entire war.
Not really relevant to what I'm
Okay.
It's just not. I get it. I mean, that's true too.
Yeah.
But it's not what we're really focusing on now. Is this Ukraine thing where Putin, we found out his army is a paper tiger. You know, it's so funny. Like, it's such a roller coaster with Ukraine. First, it was like, oh, he did it. He invaded. Bad. Oh, but we found out his army sucks. Good. Oh, but that means he only has the nukes to use. Bad. You know, I mean, and it is bad. When the guy has nothing but the nukes, it's bad. Unless the nukes are not harmful,
Well,
which you
tactical.
said yes and now no.
They're tactical nukes, so that they're just bigger versions of what a conventional attack would be.
Okay. All right.
Can I just say, there needs to be a response to the extent he goes in that direction. Obviously, we hope that he doesn't.
But that sounds like escalating.
It is. I mean, I don't know how you avoid that. The alternative to just keep your powder dry, you can't do.
No,
Biden's word would be completely worthless. And you know, I was thinking as you were NATO's word, but I was thinking of this as you were interviewing Netanyahu. To me, it's kind of reminiscent of a failure to bomb the tracks going to Auschwitz-Birkenau when we had intelligence that said here were the atrocities that were being committed against Jews. So if you saw nuclear weapons being moved into position, and we have that capability, and they were going to be launched at Ukraine, how could you not act?
I'm just saying, let's just hope you're right about they don't have radiation. Because if you start escalating a nuclear war, then, I mean, I'm just saying, maybe it's the right thing to die for the Donbass province being on one side of that border. But it's going to be, I mean, is that what you want the average American to say?
No, I want the average American to say that we've all professed never again. Here's an instance that maybe is not predicated on religion, but it is that kind of a scenario. So do we mean it or not?
Okay. All right. Well,